Welcome to the first part of the Beijing-24 Yang style. The Yang style is the most widely practiced of the styles of Tai Chi, but is not the only style by any means. The Yang style 24 form, or the Beijing 24, was developed by the People's Republic of China in the 1950s from Yang Chang Fu's long form. The purpose of it was to teach a short style that anyone could do in a relatively short period of time. For most people, it takes about 3 to 6 minutes to perform the entire form. And then they can repeat it over and over. Relatively easy to learn, but it makes for a great place to start your Tai Chi journey. Now, we are going to assume that you have already warmed up. A proper warm-up is vital for any exercise program. Please remember that Tai Chi is an exercise program and a martial art, and please ensure that you are of proper health and fitness to do this without hurting yourself. Now, we are going to learn, as I was taught, the Beijing 24 in 3 lessons and then a 4th lesson to cover the entire thing interconnectedly. That'll give you a basic understanding of the Beijing 24 and start you into your own Tai Chi journey. For many people that are only looking for health benefits, this will give them that start, but I would suggest that you seek other understanding as it will improve your Tai Chi. Now, I'm going to demonstrate merely what we are going to practice today as part of our Tai Chi journey. This is the first third of it. Okay, and I will actually move. Tell me when I've reached the side so that I have space. You can still see me fine? Okay. We'll start with the opening, and I will explain each motion later on as we go through each motion. Now, this is the opening sequence for Tai Chi. Now we move into brush the wild horse's mane. And then white crane spreads its wings. Followed by brush knee and push step. And then ending with play the pipa or play the guitar. I will be demonstrating these from a relatively high stance. They can be done at a lower stance, but start high, and as you get better and better at the Tai Chi, you will get lower and lower. For the opening of Tai Chi, you will start with your feet together, just relaxed, and you're gonna move your feet out to roughly shoulder width apart. And with your feet pointing in a straight direction, parallel to one another. That also means your knees will be pointed there. Okay. After you do, you are going to begin raising your arms and breathing in. At first, just breathe naturally. Don't worry about matching your breathing to the movements, just breathe naturally. As we get further, I'll explain breathing alongside the movements, but for right now, just breathe naturally. And your arms begin to come up, led by your hands. So your hands are moving up into the air, and the arms follow your forearm, your elbow, your upper arm, and your shoulders. Once your hands are to shoulder height, begin relaxing your arms, okay? As you relax, relax in the opposite order. So your shoulders begin relaxing, followed by your upper arms and your elbows, and finally your forearms. And now your hands are held parallel to the ground, as if you're sitting waist deep in water, and you're just letting your hands brush the top of the water. As you do this, sink just a little bit. And then what we're going to do is called opening the sacrum. The sacrum is the space, the cavity between your pelvic bones. The way we open that, and I will demonstrate this again in future videos, is we rotate the hips. Don't thrust them forward, rotate them. You want to take, or we're opening the quad rather. The sacrum is not that open space. The sacrum is the bone here between your pelvic bones. Your coccyx is the series of bones that make up your tailbone. What you're trying to do is rotate those a little bit under. Not a tremendous rotation. You're not going all the way back. Just rotate it a little bit. This will sink your body a little bit and open up the quad, open up the opening of your hips. Okay. This is the first movement, the opening sequence of the Beijing-24. You'll be down, you're brushing the water. Now, you form the energy ball. That'll be done by your left hand, like it's scooping energy, and the right hand moving over the top, like it's got a ball, and you're just moving a ball together. And you're holding this right here in front of your dantian. The easiest way to determine your dantian is just put a fist underneath your belly button, and it's the space where your thumb would do. So about 1 inch to 2 below your belly button. So you're forming that ball, and it should be sitting right there in between your belly button and your dantian, your energy center, okay? We're going to shift all the weight to the right-hand side and bring the left-hand toe up. This particular stance is called the transition stance, but transition stance is ever only temporary. It's merely a step that leads to something else. We are going to relax everything. Remember, you're bent down, and just let this left foot come down on the heel and then come down fully on the toe. As that happens, from the feet, we'll be gliding forward, and your waist will turn as you move forward. And once you get to the end, your right toe will twist in just a little bit. Remember, we're turning at the hip, okay? Also, your hands are going to move. Your left arm is going up to ward off. Your right hand is coming down to your side, like you have a horse's mane on your arm, and you're just brushing it out. Thus the name of the movement, brushing the wild horse's mane. And it comes down to your side, once again floating on the water. We'll do that on the opposite side as well. So, we're going to start out like this. Move. And move. We'll do it 3 times. So you do it to the left 3 times and once to the right. Your next move will be from this position, you'll be doing what's called white crane spreads its wings. It starts out just like wild horse, brushing wild horse's mane. All right? But instead of going just to here, your arms continue. Your right arm is going to continue above your head and turn outwards. Your left arm is not going to stop by your hip. It's going to stay like it is, stroking all the way down. And as it does so, and your weight moves onto your right hand, you move the left toe in a circle around like this. You'll see some practitioners, and if you can't keep your balance to do the circle, like so, you can come up to the transition stance and just step out, okay? But this is not, the movement is truly a circle. When we get to applications, I'll explain why and how that is. But many practitioners just step up and step out, because particularly if they have hip injuries or have balance issues, eventually the hope is that you can get all the way like that. After you have done white crane spreads its wings, your hands come down as if you're going to hold the energy ball, okay? But now it's up higher and it's in front of your chest, okay? But now your right hand is going to scoop down and come up to the side, close to your ear. And your left hand is going to move down much the same way it did in white crane. And you are going to pull the foot into the transition stance and then step out again to this same stance, which is called bow stance or archer's stance. When you step out, that hand, as you shift your weight over to now your front leg, which is your left in this case, that hand comes down and brushes again in front of the knee, and the other hand pushes out. Then you'll do the same thing again. Transition stance and step out. And transition stance and step out. Now, one thing you'll notice that I do that is different than many other practitioners is that when I step out, I don't just step out straight. I step out slightly to an angle and then push. And then push. Okay. I'll explain later when I get to applications in the 4th lesson and thereafter of why that is. But I do it like this because it has a combative reason behind it. The final movement, as I said, we'll be doing brush knee and push step 3 times, and you will find yourself again having brushed your left knee and pushed out. Now, step up so the back foot moves halfway the distance between where it was and your current foot, and your front foot rather. Then all the weight goes back to the back foot. The back leg lifts up slightly and is going to come down with the heels in line. It's going to come down just to the heel in front. And the hands, the left hand will come up with the left leg. As the left heel comes down, the left arm still kind of stays up and moves in front of the face. And the right hand moves down to mid-chest level. So the entire movement from here is up and down. Okay. Up and down. Okay. Up and down and down. And then keep most of your weight on this rear leg. And that, as far as we're gonna go, let me redo that so you can see the entire form, and before it gets too dark that you can't see me here. Around, we relax, we bring up, we come down. That is opening. Then we're brushing the wild horse's mane, brushing the wild horse's mane, brushing the wild horse's mane. White crane spreads its wings. Brush knee and push step. Brush knee and push step. Brush knee and push step. And then we play the guitar. Thank you for joining me. Have a great evening.